Assalamu alaikum, dear brothers and sisters. Today we will thoroughly examine an important question that concerns many Muslim women. Is wearing a wedding ring an obligatory requirement in Islam? This question requires careful consideration based on primary sources, the Holy Quran and authentic Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. First and foremost, it's crucial to understand that in Islam, wearing a wedding ring is not among the religion's obligatory commandments fard or wajib. It is a cultural tradition prevalent in many societies but has no basis in Sharia. The validity of marriage nikah in Islam is determined by completely different conditions: mutual consent in the presence of witnesses, payment of mahr, and fulfillment of other established requirements, not by the presence or absence of rings. When examining the issue of wearing rings in Islam, it's important to note that Sharia permits women to wear gold and silver jewelry, as evidenced by numerous hadiths. It is known that the wives of the Prophet, peace be upon him, and female companions wore various ornaments, including rings. However, there are important restrictions. Jewelry must not contain prohibited elements, images of living beings, must not be objects of boastfulness riya, and must not contradict Islamic principles of modesty. For men, the rules are stricter. They are prohibited from wearing gold jewelry, including rings, according to scholarly consensus ijma. The tradition of exchanging wedding rings has historical roots in pre-Islamic cultures and is not an Islamic custom. In different societies, rings symbolized various concepts, from the eternity of marital bonds to a kind of seal of ownership. Islam, being a universal religion, does not prohibit good traditions but neither elevates them to the status of religious obligations. Therefore, a Muslim woman wearing a wedding ring is a matter of personal choice and cultural characteristics, not a religious requirement. It's particularly important to distinguish between wearing a ring as jewelry and attributing sacred meaning to it as a symbol of marriage. The latter may border on imitating non-Islamic traditions. In modern conditions, many Muslim families face social pressure regarding wedding rings. In some societies, the absence of a ring is perceived as a sign of unmarried status, which can create inconvenience. In such cases, wearing a simple, modest ring without extravagance may be an acceptable solution if done to avoid misunderstandings and doesn't contradict the woman's beliefs. However, it's important to remember that neither public opinion nor family traditions should override religious principles. If a husband insists on wearing a ring, the wife may agree provided it doesn't violate Sharia norms, as obeying the husband in permissible matters is a wife's duty. Attitudes toward wedding rings vary significantly across Muslim countries, from complete rejection in some Arab countries to widespread acceptance in Turkey or Malaysia, confirming the cultural rather than religious nature of this tradition. If a Muslim woman decides to wear a ring, scholars recommend moderation, avoiding expensive and extravagant designs, choosing simple forms without stones, and ensuring the ring doesn't interfere with wudu ablution and salah prayer. It's especially important to avoid attributing any magical or protective properties to the ring, which may border on shirk, associating partners with Allah. The psychological aspect of the issue is also important. Many women face pressure from society or relatives demanding observance of certain rituals. In such situations, we should remember that the true strength of marriage is determined not by external attributes but by sincere faith, mutual respect, and fulfillment of each other's rights before Allah. A wedding ring is merely an object, while the real bonds of marriage are bonds of faith and mutual commitment. May Allah strengthen our families based on the Quran and Sunnah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.